How's it going, everybody? Moses here. Today we're going to talk about the Elemental Wander Raider that I've been playing with in the past couple of days. Elemental Wanders have been out there for quite some time. There are many ways to, to build Elemental Wanders. Here I'm about to show you what I've been doing. Okay, it not necessarily be the most optimal way to run. Everything is arguably, subject to change and all that. You guys can run the way you prefer, even when it comes to ascendancies. Pathfinder, a lot of people, hold that to high regard. A lot of people run Queen of the Forest. There's a bunch of variations to run this build with. I am here to show you what I've been doing, as mentioned. Okay, so let's go over the links. For clearing, we're using Kinetic Blast. Kinetic Blast is linked with Pierce, with greater multiple projectile GMP, and elemental damage with attacks. It is socketed inside Thunderfist. Again, there are many ways to gear. There are, Shaper, Elder, gloves that you might want to use here for the 4-link. But yeah, again, this is the way I chose to run my build. So we're running these 4-linked gems inside Thunderfist. Those are pretty cheap. You can buy them. You can buy a bunch of them and Val, and hopefully get that +1 to level socketed gems to increase your damage. Pretty easy corruption to get overall. I think it took me like 10 or 15 gloves until I hit it. Yeah. So Kinetic Blast, Pierce, GMP, LA damage with attacks. These are excellent gloves. Aside for the +1 we get from the corruption, we also get added lightning and 1 to 100 lightning damage to attacks, as well as attack speed. So we're giving up here on this slot resists and life in order to get this nice little setup, as well as 100% increased shock duration on enemies. Pretty sweet. The second skill that we're using for single target is going to be Barrage. Barrage is linked with lightning, penetration, slower projectiles, again elemental damage with attacks, elemental focus, and added lightning damage. I chose to go with Belly of the Beast because it's a wonderful chest, gives us big life, big resists, extra gore, feels pretty good. Armor, evasion. For the rest of the links, we're using Ice Golem for the extra crit. This is a crit build. We want to muster as much crit as we possibly can. Flame Dash and faster casting for a little bit of extra, movement speed. The character itself is pretty fast for the most part. You won't be even using Flame Dash. You're going to be running around the character again with all the frenzy charge and all the movement speed bonuses we get from the ascendancy, onslaught, all that stuff gives us a very nice. We're going to be running around. Yeah, so I find this build perfect for my playstyle. You just walk super fast and you destroy things. Feels pretty good. Other links. We're using Curse on Hit with Assassin's Mark, as well as Innervate with Herald of Ice. Now, I heard rumors that Onslaught, well, I didn't hear rumors, but Onslaught in this spot could give us the Onslaught buff that could allow us to remove this Onslaught Flask and instead using, for example, Vessel Vinctar. But personally, from my own experience, Herald of Ice needs to deal a killing blow, with the ice projectile coming from the sky to apply the onslaught bonus. And I've once played it, several maps. I found that it's actually quite inconsistent, so I decided to instead go with Innervate. Innervate does not need to be quality. It doesn't supply us with additional damage, but it does grant us bonus to lightning damage and giving us the the Innervate buff, and it's up kind of constantly, as well as adding lightning damage to Herald of Ice. Yeah, so we're getting our power charges, with Curse on hit, Assassin's Mark with the Herald of Ice, as well as Innervate in the Helm slot. I chose to use Rat's Nest. It gives us nice attack speed and big crit chance that we want, as well as the Helm enchant. I went with increased barrage damage. Additional projectile costs like 30 exalts, and I didn't feel that for the short period of time where we are fighting map bosses, it is worth spending, you know, 30-35 exalted orbs on +1 barrage damage, because 99.5% of the times we're going to be using the 4-link kinetic blast to clear, you know, for AoE, and bosses and big monsters like essences and whatnot are going to be a small part of the time. So I did get the increased barrage damage Helm enchant, which gives us definitely gives us a very nice bonus to our barrage damage. This helm, just for comparison, was 40 chaos versus 30-35 exalted orbs. So I mean, you could do whatever. This is what I chose to go with. For the rest of the links, Ash's Mirror, I got a couple of them. There were like, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 chaos, and I voled a bunch of them until I got the +1 level of socketed gems with a very nice life and intelligence roll that I could find. Okay, here we get our Val Haste and Val Grace. We're getting the +1 level socketed gems for those, as well as increased duration for the extra duration of, you know, Val Haste bonus buff and the dodge of Val Grace. On the boots, we have cast when damage taken, Immortal Call. I use Tempest Shield, but I'll talk about it in a moment. And increased duration. Tempest Shield, basically, it's kind of like a placeholder. I was going for corrupted amulets. I tried to get a corrupted amulet with additional curse, so I could put either Enfeeble, some kind of a temporal chains defensive curse, even maybe conductivity for extra lightning damage, but I failed getting the +1 corruption yet. Perhaps we'll get it in the future. But what you do want to have in this slot, if you don't have an Amber or an Elder amulet like I have, I'll show you in a moment, is in fact Wrath skill. Wrath is an aura that takes most of our mana reservation and will add big lightning damage to attacks. Yeah, you can see right here we have almost 70k, and when we remove it we have 58k, so 11k DPS just from Wrath on the amulet. So it's a big damage increase for us, and that's what we use most of our mana from. Now the reason I went with Elder amulets is because of the reason of Elder amulet being able to roll Elder amulets level 81 or higher only can roll Grant's level 22 Wrath skill. So we're getting +2 from the bonus of the Elder roll. It can only roll 22. It can't roll 20 or 19 or 18, only 22 always. And it saves us a slot for our gems. So instead of you know, again, I was going for plus additional curse on the amulet, so I corrupted a bunch of these after crafting, after spending I don't know how many, somewhere around 4,000 chaos orbs worth of, you know, exalts, chaos, divines, and all that stuff. We crafted a lot of these amulets trying to get the 2 special mods of Elder, one being the Wrath that I was talking about, the second being the gain % of non-chaos as extra chaos damage. So yeah, these 2 mods benefit the build greatly because we're dealing non-chaos damage. 100% of our damage is non-chaos, so we're getting an additional 13%. This particular amulet rolled 7 to 13. They always roll 7 to 13, and we divined it to get the max value before we evolved it. In addition, I got some extra lightning damage and crafted lightning damage to attacks, and then you know, evolved it to get that additional curse that I didn't end up getting. But still, the amulet is very good. Gives some sick DPS, and again saves us that Wrath skill gem that instead hopefully we're going to be able to use temporal chains or something like that. Yeah, Tempest Shield, by the way, is just like I said, it's a placeholder. You can put anything over here. Other than that, those were the links. I believe I went through everything. Other than that, we have our rings, elemental damage with attacks. Of course, this is an elemental build. We want as much resists as we need. Big life, lightning damage to attacks on a ring like this. Over here we got an opal ring with increased elemental damage, big life, elemental damage with attacks, and lightning damage to attacks over here as well. For the belt, elemental damage with attacks again, as much life as you can get, the resistances that you need, and I had an open prefix, so I crafted increased movement speed with a couple of divine orbs. Yeah. When it comes to flask setup, again, there's a bunch of stuff that you can do. What I went with is, again, what we talked about, the Onslaught. Dying Sun really takes the build a step forward, giving us 2 additional projectiles, a serious promise because of the leech and because of the chaos resist and because it's an excellent flask for almost every build out there. 15% of elemental as extra chaos damage. We're dealing 100% of our damage as elemental, so we're getting a more multiplier here of 15%. The flask can roll 10 to 15 of elemental. Make sure you get the 15. The other stat of physical as extra chaos is completely irrelevant. It is insignificant for the build. Again, we're using only elemental damage, so physical damage, extra chaos does not apply for our build. Diamond flask for a lucky crit chance with experimenters, and the seething life of staunching to remove bleed. Grounding, again, irrelevant. Because of our ascendancy, we're immune to all. Avatar of the Veil, this is our last, let's talk about it actually. So where I chose to go with Raider. Again, you could go Pathfinder, you can play it on a completely different class, it's up to you. Here we are showing what I did, just so you guys know and understand my build. So Raider, first and second ascendancies is we have the Poacher for the frenzy charges and attack speed, and Avatar of the Slaughter for the +1, all the bonuses from frenzy charges. Third and fourth will be Quartz Infusion, and Avatar of the Veil that gives us a big bonus to elemental damage, movement speed while phasing, which we're phasing all the time, and immune to elemental ailments while phasing. So we don't really need the grounding effect of this particular flask. It rolled experimenters, which is the prefix I wanted to get, but we are immune to all elemental ailments. It doesn't make us immune to staunching, because staunching is a physical ailment. To bleed, of course, so we do need a staunching flask. But yeah, up until you will get the Uber Lab down, you will need some removals of, you know, heat and all that stuff. So I waited until I did Uber Lab to remove these flasks I had here. I don't remember, but I had like maybe a sulfur flask or something of heat, or another life flask. Yeah, I ran 2 life flasks until I got Uber Lab down, and then I swapped to a Serious Promise and Dying Sun because I didn't need all the suffixes for elemental elements removal because of Avatar of the Veil. What did I not talk about? The weapon. There are Shaper's weapons that you can use, Shaper's wands with elemental as extra chaos and all that kind of stuff. But a very, very good choice and very comparable in terms of like effective DPS would be a Piscator's Vigil, which is what I decided to go with. Previous video, you can check out how we crafted those, and I ended up getting the Culling Strike on this weapon. But yeah, Piscator's Vigil is very, very good. It gives us 100 to 115 increased elemental damage with attacks, which is huge. Big attack speed, crit chance, and accuracy. Very, very good altogether. And of course, elemental penetration of resistances on this wand. One thing to talk about again are the jewels. What benefits our build the most will be flat elemental damage. So we want as much elemental damage as we possibly can get. Since this is softcore, you know, I went with some of the jewels don't even have life, but you know, if you're playing hardcore, maybe you want to go with life as one of the mods on these jewels. And for this particular build, I felt like flat elemental damage is so significant, gives us such a huge damage boost, that we will forego the classic, you know, Crimson, Cobalt jewels, Viridian jewels that used to drop before, still drop, but you know, they can still be very, very good, but like the extra flat damage then gets multiplied by all the stuff that we mentioned here and gives us a big DPS. Yeah, mods like increased damage if you've killed recently are very good. Here I got increased damage if you killed recently as well on this jewel, as well as, you know, big damage to wand attacks, lightning damage preferably, but you know, cold and fire will work as well. I have another jewel here with increased damage if you killed recently and bunch of lightning damage and cold damage to attacks. Those increased damage if you killed recently are excellent against you know, against like for clearing, gives us a big DPS boost. Here we got some elemental damage penetration, big lightning damage, and a little bit of life. And here we got increased accuracy if you've killed recently, which is what I exalted. Initially I bought this jewel with big life and big elemental damage, and I exalted the increased accuracy if you've killed recently, which is definitely a pretty nice little happy bonus. When it comes to leveling this character, you don't play, I mean, I guess you can pick this up only at like level 65 or so. Let's make sure. Yeah, 65 and 212 intelligence are needed to be able to equip this weapon. So until you get to 65, you can't really, you know, transition to Wander. So I leveled up as split arrow at the very beginning. When I could, around level 30, I believe, was time for Tornado Shot. Here's an assortment of items I was using while I was leveling. You know, Drill Neck, Quill Rain from level 5, Silver Branch from level 1, just a bunch of, you know, Craighead, Roth's Reach, pretty nice little happy bow, Death's Harp and Death's Opus are very, very good bows that we can use once we're level 32 and level 44, and I completed the whole story with this bow right here, with a tabula, of course. So yeah, I could equip the 6-link belly from level 46. So at 46 we changed to you know, 6-link setup over there. I recolored once I reached you know, once I reached maps, and I transitioned into Piscator weapon and the LA Wonder barrage kinetic blast setup. But until then I was using this bow and whatever quiver I was able to use. What are these? Yeah, Blink Arrow, I guess I was using that with less duration as I was leveling. But yeah, Signal Fire, all these are very nice leveling bows and quivers that you can use, you know, for leveling. Tornado Shot is actually pretty amazing with GMP. I mean, elemental damage with attacks, all these gems, bunch of nice damage, and makes leveling like very easy, super quick, and very efficient, and actually quite a lot of fun. It was the first time I leveled up a character as a bow character, and you know, I never really enjoyed bows too much, but I mean, Tornado Shot feels pretty freaking good, I gotta say. So it was actually, when I reached like level 70, I was like, do I want to continue this as a bow character, or do I really want to move to Wander? So I did move to Wander, but I was thinking about it. I kind of like, yeah. So if you know me, you know it's a big deal. Tornado Shot is a pretty fun skill. So I was leveling up with this Tornado Shot, Split Arrow at the beginning, Tornado Shot when I could. I think it was around level 30. Let's check. Let's be 100% sure. Here, in case you didn't know, in Act 6, you can buy all the skill gems. Tornado Shot is green, I believe. Level 28, yeah, so almost 30. Level 38 and 28, and this weapon comes from level 32. So at level 32, you can move to to the harp, and your damage will be beautiful. Yeah, so this is everything there is to say about the build, I believe. One thing I forgot would be bandits. This is a crit build. Alira gives us crit and all resist, so we do end up helping Alira. And another nice little thing, when you type /passives, now you can see, if you didn't know, you can see all the passives from all the skill points from all the quests, and you can see that if you manage to get all the skill points, then you're not missing a skill point from quests, which is pretty important. And you do get 0 from Deal with the Bandits because you help Alira and you get her, you know, crit multi and your all resists from Alira. So Deal with the Bandits is going to be 0 for you, but this number is right here, 22, are the passives that remain that you're getting from quests. Okay, so it's something that you should probably know, /passives, and then you have a list at the end of the game. Just check if you forgot something or not. Okay, time for some gameplay. Let's pick a promenade map and show off the build a little bit. We got a superior one. 17 is enough. Reduced flash charges I find to be, yeah, when it comes to maps, cannot leech is a mod that you cannot do. See, no leech from monsters, no leech from monsters, you know, mana and life. You cannot do reflect, you cannot do hexproof, better not do. Reduced flash charges, better not do. Temp chains is fine because of warding flask, but still, you know, could be a little bit annoying. Less recovery of life and energy shield, and you know, is fine. So extra damage as lightning could be painful. I might die. I mean, you know, I die all the time on stream. You guys watch me. I don't know, but yeah.
Even the greatest achievements.
Let's just go double breaches. Yeah, this is our character. So this is our walking speed at first, but you know, you pick up those frenzy charges and you see like your walk speed significantly increases. Oh, we got Devourers. Nice. What do we got here? Essence of Misery. Okay, I gotta corrupt the misery, right? We need that, yeah, extra chance of getting that delirium or whatnot. Let's check it. Essence of Misery. Gravity Remnant of Corruption. There's a wolf here. Okay, so you pop your Val skills, and we got Essence of Hysteria. Oh, this could be painful. Oh man, I popped my flasks. Okay, so we got Essence of Hysteria. Feels pretty good, man. Nice little production value for the video. Very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. So yeah, that's what you just saw was like the single target with Barrage. It feels pretty good. There's a shrine here. There's a breach in here. So we're right-clicking for Barrage. For Kinetic Blast. The Barrage is on my R and on my T. The Val skills, Val Grace, Val Haste are on my Q and W, and Flame Dash. Again, for the most part, we're just running, but every now and then we are going to be using the Flame Dash to destroy, jump over like different platforms and whatever. And yeah, that was Breach. Now, if you're farming with Biscos, that's perfectly fine. I, at this point in the league, decided, you know, Biscos is good, more currency drops and everything, but, I mean, I'd rather just go with damage. It's really good, like, it's something I noticed. A lot of the builds, you reach a point where if you add more damage, it's not gonna change too much, it's not gonna feel different, it's not gonna... You know, especially like I played a lot of Glacial Cascade Miner, and Glacial Cascade is like pretty sweet. You guys know the build. I've been playing it for a while. Did all these guides. So I mean, GC is good, like that. You know, at a certain point, it doesn't matter how much damage you add. It's just it's not gonna do too much for the build. It doesn't make it feel different. But like this build is kind of like different. The more damage you add, like you really feel a difference. That's why I decided to go with you know, flat LA damage jewels and a little less on the life, just focusing more on the damage. That's why Dying Sun Flask, even though right now, oh shoot, even though right now it's like I think it cost me like 4 exalts or something, it's absolutely and totally worth getting, because you know it adds 2 additional projectiles. This is a projectile build, so you know it gives us a massive clear speed boost and you know, overall DPS boost. Oh, we got a couple of gold amulets here. Never Bisco, feels bad. So yeah, so I removed Biscos, but really, I mean, it's up to you. You can totally run Biscos, and in that case, remove your Tempest Shield from the boots, and you know, get your Wrath, because we have our Wrath on our amulet, right? So you can get your Wrath from the boot slots. There you go. Some of these big monsters we're going to be using Barrage to down, but like for the most part, yeah, don't forget to use your see, that's like barrage damage on rare abyssal monsters, just kind of like destroys them almost instantly. Always try and have your Val Grace up and your Val Haste. The Val Grace is even more important because of the dodge, right? The dodge chance, super important for us. Boss time. I think the bosses are here. That was one, that was the other. Both bosses are dead. So, yes, this is the build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to post them. Always remember, I'm streaming every day on Twitch. You can always come drop by, say hello if this build helped you. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'm, you know, I'm putting out guides for every build I make. Pretty much 100% of all the builds I make will have guides on them on the YouTube. So, you know, this is worthy of an augment.
See you.
Okay, we want damage. 8% damage. Okay, we want more damage. Minions always, I don't know, with energy shield. Yeah, but either way, this is the build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you guys on the live stream. Bye bye for now. Oh wait, no, never mind. I thought I had Jack in the Box. I would turn it in. Last time I turned in a Jack in the Box, I got what's it called? I don't know, some Tempest League helmet worth like 9 exalts. Feels pretty good. Happened a couple of weeks ago. Either way, bye bye for now. Thanks for watching.